I asked Marcy ahead of time because this is purely personal, because she's also a baseball fan. I mean, look at the cover. Look at the cover. I mean, that's third base, man. She's rounding third, hence the name. But she's got an article here which hits home of Jamestown's Diethrick Park.
Sure.
I'm glad she said yes. That would have been embarrassing for me. Here we go.
Okay. I wrote this in August of 2012. It was a very warm Monday night in July when they took me out to the old ball game. My daughter Alex, Ian, and their children indulged me in one of my favorite pastimes. We shared our evening at Diethrick Park in Jamestown, New York, home of the Jamestown Jammers, a Class A affiliate of the Miami Marlins. It was my first Jammers game. In my baseball-loving lifetime, I had seen only a few American League games in person. You know, grown-up baseball. And one AAA night game. I honestly didn't know what to expect from this minor league team, but I was thrilled to be seeing the game with Rory, age 7, and her little brother Malcolm at 4. I was looking forward to seeing the action through their eyes. We parked free on the grass near the small stadium. I couldn't help but think of the parking fees at Fenway in Boston. I could tell, as the other folks pulled out their seat cushions and coolers, that these were true fans. A lot of devoted old guys, teenagers, and young families, most of whom wore their Jammers ball caps. I never thought about what the name Jammers meant until I noticed up close that the logo was a bunch of Concord grapes, the kind you make jam from, the variety grown on tens of thousands of acres in western New York and Pennsylvania. The Jammers didn't sound like tough enough opponents for the Batavia Muck Dogs or the State College Spikes. But fortunately, the game that night was against the Auburn Doubledays. I guess Abner would have been proud. The Jammers play a short season in the New York Penn League, the team being an interesting mix of college players and minor league wannabes, some of them on the way up and a few on their way down. That night, the Jammers stood in last place in their division, but none of these minor league statistics lessened the major league enthusiasm of the arriving fans. I smiled seeing the little kids wearing their baseball gloves, remembering my own early days in the outfield. We stopped at the concession stand to stake out the menu. Ian bought 3 cold beers for us and purple cotton candy, grape-colored, for the kids. With these appetizers in hand, we postponed the hot dogs until the 3rd inning. This was a summer vacation, one of the rare times these grandchildren would be indulged junk food. Thank God they don't serve broccoli at the Jammers games. Our seats were right behind home plate. Malcolm sat next to me while Rory on his left sat by her dad, who fielded most of her questions. When we stood for the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, Malcolm stared up at me, noticed, and then slowly raised his right hand to cover his heart. Smiling to myself, I thought, this is going to be fun. And then the questions began. Why is he throwing the ball like that? Why does his leg go up in the air? How does he know when to swing? What's his name? Gogo found it in the program. After the strike from the ump, what did he say? What's a strike? With his fingers enmeshed in the chicken wire, he asked me why we were sitting behind a fence, just before a wild pitch slammed into the fence directly in front of his face. His eyes grew big as saucers. That wasn't a strike, Gogo. There weren't too many hits. It was more of a pitcher's duel, but the pop flies and foul balls kept them interested. They saw a few stolen bases and some throwouts at third, enough to keep the questions and comments coming. His pants are dirty now, following a slide for home, right in front of us. That player's pants didn't hold a candle to the mustard and ketchup on Malcolm's shirt after the 3rd inning, lemonade, fries, and hot dogs. May I have some more lemonade, please? The Jammers organization holds quick little games with prizes for kids between the innings, something we didn't know about until it was too late to register. Next year we'll know better. There were a few hurt feelings over the missed opportunity until the mascot, Bubba, and his sidekick, the chicken, came over to lead our kids in the chicken dance. Bubba is a purple monkey, which again, I didn't get until I heard his full name, Bubba, the grape ape. Duh. Why do they call him Bubba Go-Go? The lights came on in the huge light towers at 8 o'clock, and the organ played "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow." At the bottom of the fifth, the grounds crew came out to rake the infield. "What are they doing, Go-Go?" He watched me sing along to take me out to the ball game, probably amazed that his Go-Go, the old fossil, knew the words. The traditional seventh inning stretch took place during the eighth inning for some reason, but the organ played Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline, just like at Fenway. Who is Caroline, Go-Go? Trailing 2-1, entering the bottom of the ninth, Bubba and the chicken led a hand-clapping rally that was fun, but alas, too little, too late. A stop in the gift shop outfitted the two new Jammers fans with ball caps before their tired walk to the parking area. Back home, Dad carried Malcolm up to bed while Rory climbed in with me. We had no trouble falling asleep. I dreamt that night of playing ball in my old backyard. The kids with the baseball gloves were the gang from my childhood, except for one little blond boy not from the neighborhood. They called him Malcolm, and he never caught one ball. He just stood near home plate, asking a lot of questions, while purple monkeys and chickens danced in the outfield. Maybe I should switch from Michelob to lemonade.
Fantastic. Thank you. That'll get a special mark. That is great. Thank you.